Welcome back for part 2 of What If Ahsoka Was Executed. Thank you for your support on part 1 of this What If. If you haven't seen the first part, the link will be in the description below. The Sith Lord walked down the ramp, still hidden from Anakin and Dooku, but he could sense his apprentice was in danger. Sidious moved in a blur above them, and force pushed a weakened bridge over them, and Anakin rolled away. Sidious moved back and pulled Dooku back to his ship, as he still had use for him, leaving Anakin empty-handed. The two Sith flew to Dooku's home planet of Sereno, and Sidious showed his displeasure at his apprentice by force choking him and dropping him to the palace floor. The failure to capture Skywalker could destroy them both, and Sidious would not tolerate failure again. The two Sith planned their next attempt to capture Anakin, and this time they required the services of General Grievous. Back on Coruscant, Obi-Wan and Plo Koon had split up in their bid to search for the lost Anakin. Obi-Wan is the first to find his padawan, and Anakin is prowling the area in rage. Obi-Wan walks hesitantly towards him and asks Anakin to return to Padme, but nothing would bring back Ahsoka. Obi-Wan now to resort to desperate measures, and quietly muttering into his comlink, Anakin is hit by a bolt of force judgment from Plo Koon. The two Jedi carry Anakin back to Padme's apartment, and he later woke up beside the Senator. The presence of Padme had calmed Anakin, but he still wanted revenge for Ahsoka. Getting to his feet, Plo Koon and Obi-Wan are standing across from him, and they understood Anakin's vengeance, and are eager to help him. The former Jedi Knight wants to destroy the Sith, as the Jedi Order were on the path to failure, and he was about to take a trip to his mentor Chancellor Palpatine. Obi-Wan, Plo Koon and Padme are not sure, as Palpatine had been the one to sentence Ahsoka to her death, and Anakin immediately has doubts over his friend. Walking out of the room to the outdoors, he received a transmission from Captain Rex. Plo Koon and Obi-Wan listened eagerly, and the 501st Legion had a surprise for Anakin. The three former Jedi walked to the clone barracks, and the 501st Legion and the 212th Battalion saluted their generals and announced they were at their service, relinquishing their ties with the Jedi Order. Anakin walked between the two lines of clones when he saw something odd. Clone Trooper Tup was twitching, then pointed his blaster at Anakin's face before being tackled to the ground by Captain Rex. Tup remained in a trance, and all the other clones gathered to observe what was happening. The former Jedi take the errant clone to one of Padme's medical facilities, but they cannot prove anything with the level of scanning they have, and it needed a trip to the home of all of the clones, in Kamino. Anakin and Rex take a small gunship to the stormy planet, whilst all the other clones remained in Obi-Wan's cruiser, in case anything went amiss. Entering the complex discreetly, their path is smooth, until they bump into the Kamino security force and several Kaminoans. Anakin pretends that Tup had been injured and needed to be healed, but the lack of physical wounding made Kamino and Dr. Nala Se suspicious. Rex turns to Anakin for his assistance, and he lures Nala Se into a medical bay before using a mind trick on the Kaminoan as the doctor walked away. Performing a level 5 atomic level brain scan on Tup, they identify the malfunction to be his inhibitor chip, but cannot do anything to save him as he succumbed to his tumour. As Rex saw his fellow trooper fall, Rex bravely decided that his chip should be removed, against the wishes of Anakin, but Rex would do his duty. To their relief, Rex survives his operation, but before they can compare both chips, the alarms began to ring, as Nala Se had broken from her mind trick and contacted the facility security. Rex carries Tup, not willing to leave him at the hands of the other clones, whilst Anakin runs through the complex and up to the top floor. There Anakin runs into the arriving Count Dooku, and this time he was determined to destroy him. The former Jedi Knight swiftly moved to the Sith apprentice, but he was stopped by the cyborg General Grievous. Anakin retreated behind several cargo boxes and asked Obi-Wan and Plo Koon for their assistance. The two Jedi Masters swooped down on the gunship and ignite their lightsabers, attacking Grievous, whilst Anakin drilled Dooku. Anakin used his power once again, and although Dooku tried to use his force lightning attack, Anakin deflected it into the sky, then disarmed him. Dooku looked helplessly at Grievous, but the cyborg was busy making his own escape, as Anakin then sliced off Dooku's head. Across the platform, Obi-Wan and Plo Koon watched in frustration, as Grievous had evaded their grasp again, but at least they had gotten rid of Dooku, just as Ahsoka would have wanted. Flying back to Obi-Wan's cruiser in their gunship, it was time to find out what had happened to Clone Trooper Tup. That is it for part 2 of What If Ahsoka Was Executed. If you'd like to see a part 3 soon, please like this video, turn on your notification bell, subscribe to this channel, and my other channel What If Films for more What Ifs. And as always, leave a comment on more What If you'd like to see next, and how I can improve my videos. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.